Maybe. We'll see. Hi, guys. How you doing? There we go. Just got off the phone with my son because he called me. My son and his wife, and I got to see my grandbaby. It was funny. My grandson is much like my oldest son. When he's tired, he lets you know he's tired. You walk him into his room. He kind of leans over into his crib. You put him in his crib and you walk out and he goes to sleep. That's how my oldest was. It's not how my second or my fourth. Good night. No. You were my third. You were another one of those. You would just like, yeah, I'm gonna go get night night.
Easy child.
You were an easy child.
I feel accomplished. I gave my mother an easy time.
Mm-hmm. This has so much foam on it. I don't like it. I packed my immersion blender because I'm getting ready to leave. So I used the milk frother to make my coffee. It's got so much foam on it. Like pop, buddy, pop. Go away.
I hear the fizzling.
Can you hear it popping? So every time I drink, I'm like, wow, wow. Hello, Madison. That's my daughter in love. That's who she is. Yeah, it's better than in law because law sounds so. But in love, because your brother loves her and they got married, and then she is my daughter in love. Isn't that better?
Mm-hmm.
It's better. I like it. Lori says, afternoon, everyone. I'm so lucky here in Michigan. It's a summer few days. I'm sunbathing again. It's gorgeous right now. It's like 77 degrees outside. So, but it's followed by another Arctic blast. It's supposed to be really cold. So it's on the way. Hello from Richmond. Hello, Julia. Oh, yes, Uncle Big Guy. Guys, check this out. I have a little sticky tab and I put it says hit the like button and it's right over the comments. So that, hi, Myrick. I'm going to get ready to leave as soon as I get off of this. I'm going to pack up my car and go. Okay, a couple questions. Is there a coffee mug I can use? Do I need to bring my own waffle irons? And there was something else.
Make sure you let Myrick know you're talking to Myrick.
Oh, Myrick knows I'm talking to him. Yeah. Do I need to bring my own coffee cup? Do I need to bring my own waffle makers? Oh, and do I need to bring baking powder? Those are the three things. Those are my questions. So yes, everybody, please hit the like button because then that tells other people that this is worth. Mugs are plenty. I figured that they would be. This tells people, if you hit the like button, it tells people that this is worth watching. Or I could just teach her how to make pancakes. I don't need to. Oh, guys, the yogurt was terrible. Gloria, it was terrible. I had to dump it in the creek. It was so bad. So what the instructions tell you is you should use canned coconut milk. And the instructions that I read, I think I missed it. And so I used my unsweetened vanilla coconut milk in the big carton. It's got 18 other ingredients in it. And I didn't realize that. I had no idea it had that many ingredients in it. So when I tried to use that, it turned into this giant jellyfish that it looked like it was yeasty and bubbling and it was floating on top of the separate. Oh, it was so bad. And it was trying to grow out of the jar. So I very carefully moved it into the fridge to calm it down, to get it to go to sleep. And then after a couple of days, I was like, go away, friend. So I dumped them all in the creek.
It was not yogurt.
It was not yogurt. It was a science experiment worthy of a chemistry high school class. It was terrible. And then Blaze was like, yeah, you're supposed to use canned stuff. I'm like, I will next time. And I didn't start it again because I'm leaving. You can't see me. Okay, year end. Good. It's not my fault. So I'm going to try again, but since I'm leaving, I didn't want to like start it up again because that would be useless because it would have been done this evening and I'm not going to be here this evening. So yeah. Hi, everybody, by the way. Mugs are aplenty. Okay, have the minis also and a large one. Fantastic. So did you ever make, where am I headed? Late to it. So I am going to, who texted me? Oh, Madison's texting me. My daughter-in-law is texting me. Now once you get past the foam, it's hot. You're on TV. Oh, Lord. Remember I was just telling you guys? I'm like, I can't even imagine myself on TV. She did it to me too. Y'all are funny. So the foam is not the best part, son. It is not. This stuff it's too foamy. Like I like a good foam layer. I'm telling you, the Nespresso. I'm just saying. Anyways. Let me see. Cannot see a thing. I can only hear Amy and I cannot read comments. Oh, it's funny. Emily Pinton, her computer kind of did this to her the other day too. It was really weird on Zoom. She couldn't see anything. So I ended up taking over and recording and then she was good. She said she has baking powder, but not sure that it's the one you use. That'd probably be fine. It's okay. So where am I headed? I am headed to a training conference that lasts for 4 days, and it is offered by Patriot Nurse here on the YouTubes. She is going to be talking about, it's like medical 101, 102, 103 plus a bonus day. We're going to be doing like self-care or like and like the buddy care and self-triage and stuff like that, learning all of that medical stuff, because I think we should always be learning more. We should always be trying to get more reliant on taking care of ourselves for whatever the future may hold. I remember one, which I don't know if my son remembers this or not. We lived in the Panhandle through Katrina. And we lost power for days and we were stuck on our property for days. Like it was crazy. So I'm going to put these away. I'm like afraid to take it out of my ear because it was connected to my phone, not my computer. If I lose you guys, I'm sorry. Shh. Things are evil. I know they're evil. So we lost power for days. We were stuck on our property and nobody was going to get to us. If there was a problem or anything like that had happened, that was the very first and only time I've ever been caught off guard without some form of preparations to make sure that we had food and water and backup power and, medicines, things like that that we may need. First and only time I've ever been caught off guard and didn't have what I needed. Made sure that never happened again, having to live through that once. But the medical aspect, the learning how to care for people, I just kind of thrive in that environment. You guys know I love the medical, the sciencey stuff. So this is in some ways a refresher, but in some ways it's going to be brand new information and being surrounded with like-minded people. It has nothing to do with keto or carnivore at all. She talks about eating healthy for you, whatever that may look like. For some people, it is going to be low carb. For other people, it's going to be doing all kinds of other things. So that is what I'm going to. And it is 4 days. And it's from 9 o'clock in the morning until 4:30 in the afternoon with an hour break for lunch. And it is in Milwaukee. And the hotels were insane. And Milwaukee is 3.5 hours from me. So like, it's hard. It was hard to justify a hotel. And Myrick, my Kung Fu Panda friend, his mom lives there. So she is going to be my bed and breakfast, my Airbnb. I'm gonna go hang out with her for a couple of days. So that's what I am getting ready to do. Let me see. Big waffle maker. Hi, Karen. How's the family? Also believe my has baking powder, but I'm not sure. Wow, that's funny. My has it, huh? Myrick, is that it? Let me see. Oh gosh, I left. I'm shocked that it's your end and not mine, Lori. It's always my end. Any breathers have any info on what causes sun rash? Karen, I do believe that is one of the markers of mast cell activation syndrome. So if you look into MAST, M-A-S-T, mast cell activation, I believe that the sun rash is one of the symptoms, side effects, whatever of those. So, yeah. Let me see. Karen talked me into signing up for the pancake mix. Was the winner. That's funny. Oh, wow. So lucky to be doing that. Yeah, it's so close to me. Yeah, I love Patriot Nurse. So I'm going to go and get to meet her and hang out with her for 4 days. And I have pants that roll up to my knees because that's what I was instructed to wear, was pants that roll up to my knees, and tank tops. I always wear tank tops. So she said layers because we need to have tank tops and pants that roll up so we can practice buddy care on someone else. We bought them as well. I don't like them, but my son-in-law does. So I have bags, send bags to him, sticking the beef and eggs here. Still haven't been successful at losing fat. Yeah, that is. Oh, yes. Myrick, your fast is still going. I'm doing something a little different. 96 hours till tomorrow, and I will talk about it tomorrow in the meetings. And I'm going to miss it. Like, I'm probably going to miss it. I know I'm going to miss the first meeting tomorrow because I'm going to be driving, or no, in the course itself. The second one I won't be, but I'm probably going to spend time with your mom. Like, I know she wouldn't mind, but I know that she has cleaned up the house for me and gotten it ready for me. So I'm going to spend time with her. I was thinking about picking up some burger patties or something on the way home, but I'll have to ask her if that's something that she would want. Otherwise, I should go grab. Can you go bag up a frozen thing? I'm going to forget this if I don't do it right now. If I don't make her do it right now. Can you go bag up a frozen pound of beef in another bag and go put it in my cooler so I can take it, so that if I need to just eat my raw beef, I can. You can still one of the doggies pounds. I don't want to move. I'm going to squish you. Oh, my cow.
You haven't done it before.
I will squish you. Let me see. Let me see. I'm just catching up. Okay. Yes, sun rash, mast cell activation syndrome. Thank you. Thank you so much for the sun rash info. Yes, we'll look into it after live. Fantastic. I pulled weeds yesterday and broke out an itchy welts on my right arm. The itch so bad. They're still there today, but zero itch. Oh, good. Some friends of ours, he was weed whacking and he didn't realize he'd walked into a patch of wild parsnip. Apparently that could like almost kill you because it's so bad. And it's like poison ivy times 10. And the welts are they're huge. So I actually went and I collected some jewel weed that we found that still had the flowers on it. We collected the jewel weed and I made a jewel weed oil infusion, because jewel weed is fantastic for combating what's the word I'm thinking of? Poison ivy. There's a dead lady punk.
You sure it's dead?
No, but it's on its back. Yes, it's dead. It's a tiny little dead lady punk. It's a little dead. They look like ladybugs. Oh, be free. No, it's not dead.
I thought so.
Nope, it was lying. I make jewelweed handmade soap. Yeah, so I have tons of jewelweed growing on my property.
Ouch.
They out.
Thank you.
They grow next to stinging nettle and poison ivy. And it's really good if you make a tincture or a salve to combat those. It's actually kind of the antidote, which is why it's so amazing that they grow right next to each other. I got a book. You need to go away, little punk buddy. Get off of my keyboard. Thank you. Hi, Tom. So it's really cool. That's the kind of stuff I want to start learning about. I've got this property and it's got a bajillion weeds on it. And that is the technical term, bajillion. And I know that those weeds can be used for medicinal purposes. Like stinging nettle. I had no idea all the things that stinging nettle could be used for. Out. He's like, the dog is slowly here. Let me see if I can turn it. Do you see this? Do you see this creature? That guy right there. He's like, I'm out of the room. Stinky doggy. Stinky doggy. So that's the kind of stuff I want to start learning about. I want to learn how to, he is totally slinking in. He's like, I'm Let me see. What did my son say? Vaguely. Vaguely? Oh, yeah. You vaguely remember being in. It was so bizarre. When Katrina hit, I've never seen anything like it. And we were able to stand out on one side of the house on the porch and you couldn't feel the wind at all. But you could like stick your hand out and it would go because the wind was so intense. It was so cool. But yeah, so I want to learn more about that. I want to learn about what's on my property. A friend of ours came over and started spraying everything with Roundup. And I'm like, what are you doing? He was like, this is stinging nettle. You don't want that. I'm like, okay. He's like, no, it causes really bad rashes. So we're going to kill it for you. So we killed it. And then I was like, no, something tells me like that probably has something in it that's good. Come to find out, it's actually pretty high in protein. You can drink stinging nettle tea or just nettle tea, and it can help with hair loss. It's literally all over my property next to the jewelweed. So that's the kind of stuff that I want to try to learn. And so my kids and I, all year long, little things. We started collecting mullein. We started collecting jewelweed, and we've been freeze drying it and powdering it and saving it. Roundup is straight up evil. So next year I'm going to be like, please don't. I know you think you're helping, but stop. So nettle tea is good for the hair loss, which I think I knew that like years and years and years ago, and I completely forgot about it. So now I'm going to make my own nettle tea, but it's literally all over my property. So there's just so many things. I don't know where my book is. Let me see. What is that? Is that a green book?
I believe that's your book.
I think it's a green book. Can you fetch me the green book? Daughter of mine? I got her out of the bed. One way or another. One way or another. Give me the book. Is that it? That's it. That's it. Okay. So this is the last book of herbal remedies. You guys have probably seen it. It comes up on Facebook as an ad all the time. So yes, nettles. I know. I completely forgot about the nettles. So let me find the nettles, and I'll show you a picture of the nettles once I find them.
Oh, pain.
Let me see. And so in this book, it has indexes, and it talks about drug addiction, ears, eyes, female issues, what these different plants can help you with. There's so much stuff in here. It's amazing. Let me see if it's under nettle. What are you under? Who is this? This is trees and shrubs. You are not a tree or a shrub. I know I found it in here before.
It's in there. We know it's in there.
I know it's in there. You might have to find it for me. You might have to be cooler than I am because I'm having, oh, there's jewelweed. Let me see, 185. 185 is jewelweed. I'll take you to jewelweed and show you what's growing on my side, right next to my creek. There it is. There's jewelweed, right there. And it has these little flowers like hang down off of this one tiny little stem. And when the wind blows, it looks like they're all like little tinkling bells. So cool. Absolutely so cool. I wonder if it's under stinging or nettle. Stinging nettle 135, 136. I do know how numbers work. I promise I do.
Sure.
Touch me nots. Yes, they're also called touch me nots. Exactly. Oh, stinging nettle. They're not showing the whole thing. So that's the only thing that they're showing right there. But unless it's on the second page. Let me see. Kind of doesn't. Not really. No. So the ones that are on the side of my house, 5 feet tall, probably. So we went out there and I try to practice the rule of only collecting about 10% from a healthy plant because you want the plant to come back the next year. I have so much stinging nettle that we probably collected like 25% off of each healthy plant. And we took scissors out there and we would just clip the leaves off and had them fall directly into a basket, which we have like 4 or 5 of now. We got a lot of them. Oh, dandelion does so many amazing things. I don't have a lot of dandelions. I've never had dandelions. I'm going, seriously? Can I bring some to your mom? What do you want me to bring to your mom? Stinging nettle? Nettle tea? I could totally bring some. And then mullein is really, okay, cool. Yeah. Okay. Veridia, make a list. She's my assistant.
Just gonna do my job.
Blaze is my digital assistant. You are my physical assistant.
Okay, list, go.
The nettle tea,
No.
and then
How does one spell nettle?
nettle.
Okay.
Nettle?
I got the
I think so.
LE wrong.
Probably.
So
It's fine.
Nettle.
And then my meat. The meat. LE. Yeah, LE. Okay, we're good.
Nettle meat.
Nettle, meat. I think that's it. I think that's all. Nettles are food for some butterflies. So it's like so much stuff in this book because this is the kind of stuff you would want to know if you run completely out of medications, ibuprofen, Tylenol, things like that. Your store is out because the stores are always out. It's ridiculous. Internet has a plethora on stinging nettles. Yes. A lot of people say it's a weed, and it is not a weed. It is not a weed. It is amazing. So that's the kind of stuff that I'm trying to really focus on and learn now. Mullein is really good for anything respiratory. Anything. A friend of ours ended up getting the sea flu last fall, I think, and nothing was working until she started drinking the mullein tea. And that was the only thing that helped her get through. So those are the types of things that I am really starting to focus on because I think I've taken the food thing about as far as I'm going to take it. Like I'm starting to look at other things to help with my health and with all of the detoxing and stuff like that I need to do and supporting my body. If I literally have it on my property, I don't have to pay anybody else for it. I can learn to do it by myself. And so far, everything that I've done is not like, oh, be careful. If you overdose, you're going to kill yourself. It's been okay. Your mom made dandelion soup when she was growing up. Y'all, I just listened to a very terrifying book series. At first, when I read what it was about, I told my daughter, I was like, I might have you listen to this. Mullein. No. It was, I was like 2/3, maybe like 1/3 of the way through listening to it, and I was bawling, and I was like, nope, you're not listening to this. You can't listen to this. Nope. It was pretty funny. Okay, so mullein. And then that's what the mullein looks like. That big giant stalk coming up through the middle with the yellow flowers on it. That's mullein. That's the one. Those ones were like 7 feet tall. I mean, they were huge. Yeah. I got them growing down my driveway. Goldenrod is another one, and I missed it. I missed the goldenrod. Every time we drove past it down the driveway, I was like, oh, I need to go collect that. And then I'd get to the end of the driveway and go, okay, let's take all the stuff inside. And then, oh, look, something shiny. And I would get distracted. And then one day we drove down the driveway and all the goldenrod was gray. It had all gone to seed. And I was like, I missed it, because it's really good for helping with your allergies. It can help detox your kidneys. It can help with inflammation. I missed it. So next year, we're going to be amazing. Back to the terrifying book. So I'm listening to this book and I'm bawling about 1/3 of the way through. I'm like, you're not listening to this book. You're not going to listen to this book. So the book, Squirrel Syndrome. I love that. So the book is called 1 Second After. Y'all, it's terrifying. It's fiction. It's what if, but let me tell you. They talk about dandelion soup a lot. The premise of this book is if an EMP were to go off over America, like what it would look like. If it played out after that, what it would look like. It was recommended by a very dear friend of mine, and I was like, I don't know. And they were like, just listen to it. And I was like, okay. So I listened to the entire series. I think I have like an hour and a half left or something. I'm live on the YouTubes. Let me look. I have how much more time? 2 hours. I have 2 hours left in this book series. I'm in the 3rd book. It's where the fiction part, kind of takes over. The first book was really, a lot of it was actually maybe not historically based, but kind of, because they're looking at what's happened to other cultures and when things like that have happened. So that's kind of gotten me more thinking, well, maybe it would be a good idea to learn how to harvest the stuff off of my property and things like that. So the dandelion soup was one of the staples that they would eat because it's like one of the only things that they could get. So that's kind of what set me on this path of maybe it's time to do some stuff. I'm gonna look at some stuff. I'm gonna start learning some new stuff. It was very interesting. It was very instructive. Gloria said, yeah, I read that book. And yes, it is terrifying, but somewhat instructive. I think it's very instructive. I think it's very wise of us to know what could potentially happen and not be fearful of it. Fear doesn't help us at all. I like to look at things with a power attitude and go, what do I have the power to affect change in this area? What could I do that would be a benefit, that would be a good thing? So that's the way that I listen to these books. Terrifying to think about if that were to actually happen, but then giving you the steps really to prepare for in case something like that were to happen, where could you start? So it's really a good series. I'm waiting to get to the last 2 hours. I'll finish it on the way to my Airbnb. I haven't eaten a few dandelion leaves and flowers. Leaves are bitter. Flowers were okay. I've thought about, let me see. Oh no, dandelions. When I had a bearded dragon, they were her favorite. She loved dandelions. Yeah. Mullien or EIN. It's one of those. 117, I think was what it was. Okay. Mulliein. You know, it's I before E except after C, unless it's in the word mullen. Because it apparently has an invisible C in it. This is English, people. What can I say? Do you think the teas are better than extract to put in other drinks? I don't know. I have to learn more about it. And it could be like, how is the tea? You were so close. Mulliein. Yes. Because I before E, except after C, except for in cases like mullen, which have an invisible C, apparently. I give up with English. The dosage makes the medicine also the poison. So be careful how you prepare medicines. That's why I got this book. So I was like, I want to know how to do this properly without killing myself or somebody else in my family. Because things like mountain fever roses, those can get rid of a fever or they can cause a fever. Your melted cheese has been done for a minute. Hey, Daddy, can you shut the door? Oh, well, I might lose signal here soon. Love, I'm live right now. Thank you, my darling. What's up, pretty doggy? Yeah, mountain fever roses can help you get rid of a fever, but they can also cause a severe fever and even death if you consume too many of those. So be very careful and know what you're doing. Do not go outside and start munching on plants.
Please and thank you.
Right? Yeah, don't do that. In mail, there was a medicinal garden section that was so interesting. There were little sign posts on each item with the pictures, usage, dosages for the medicine aspects. That is so cool. I think that's really where my focus is kind of going to, is how to homestead, how to prepare things for myself and my family. My hair is ridiculous. My hair is always ridiculous. How to freeze dry different things. Richard, Mail is a country in West Africa. Thank you, Lisa. I was like, I don't know where that is. Me and geography, not good friends.
Neither me.
North is that way. South is down. And, you know, this is east and that's west. And when I turn, this is still east and this is still... I'm just kidding. It takes me like three GPSs to get somewhere successfully, generally. It's pretty sad. Yeah, Myrick. Or you should come up to my place and harvest mullen. That's what you should do. And then I'll freeze dry it for you and then ship it to you. And then you will have mullen tea for your mom. Molly. Okay. It keeps auto-correcting to mail. I was like, mail? Mail? Like from Blue's Clues, you've got mail? That's funny. Molly, that makes more sense. That is too funny. Amy, if you're getting into herbalism, I would also recommend books by Rosemary Gladstar and or Cammie McBride. Oh, I should write that down. Now write that down. Write that down. Just order the extract for her. Yeah, the extract I would think would be probably just as good. But I was like, yep. So next year, my girl and I are going to be doing a lot of harvesting of all of the weeds.
Weeds, quote unquote.
The weeds and we're going to get better at apples. Probably going to make like apple cider vinegar.
Have to go into the jungle of raspberry bushes again.
Apple cider. We'll have to make our own apple cider. Because apple cider, I haven't been able to find it in the stores.
We've always made our own apple cider.
No.
You mean apple juice?
No, I mean like the stuff we buy in the gallon. That is actual apple cider. And then we add the orange juice to it. And then the cloves and the cinnamon to it. but I haven't been able to find the gallon at all. And I have 8 apple trees on my property. I could make my own apple cider. I just need to learn how to do it. Weedses, lots of weedses. We need to get a lemon tree. We do need to get a lemon tree. Let me see. Rosemary.
He'll certainly invite more bugs into my room, but I will live.
Glad Star. And Cami McBride. Yeah, so that's kind of the stuff that I'm starting to really like drift towards as well. Of course, I'll still always be talking about the foods. Oh, I found the lady beetle. It's on my phone. It's smashed.
What?
The lady beetle is on my phone and it's smashed.
I just see a small smidge of orange on the bottom.
It's smashed.
Now your phone's gonna smell like lady beetle.
Fantastic. So helpful.
Don't you just love me reminding you of that?
Anyways, I should let you guys go so I can go pack up, finish getting everything that I need to get done. And I'm 100% shocked if I haven't already gotten caught off because he's on the phone. And I think it's FaceTime. So I'm going to let you guys go. We'll see if anybody sees this or if my internet is totally messed up. So, yeah. Thanks, guys, for hanging out with me. Thank you, Karen. And I will let you guys know how the trip went. I actually just recorded a video. I did a trial of carnivore crisps, and I also let my chickens carve a pumpkin too. So I'll show you that. Yeah. Anyways, hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your weekend, and I will see you next week. Bye, guys.